Morning, everyone. Welcome to another This Might Hurt. So I have not shuffled the cards yet. I've been kind of lazy this morning, just kind of doing my thing. I laid in bed for like an hour, and then I chatted with my friend. And then we said we were getting off the phone, and then we talked for another 10 minutes. You know the drill, but it's cold and blustery here in Albuquerque. So I put a potato soup in the crock pot for later. Looking forward to that. We have a Yoga Nidra sound bath event at 1:30 today. In Albuquerque, if you're in Albuquerque, I talked about it yesterday. I won't belabor the subject, but looking forward to doing that and then coming home and getting ready for school on Monday, making sure I have my ducks in a row, if you will. I hope your week went well. Mine was good. It was very fulfilling. Difficult, but fulfilling. Sorry, getting coffee. So, let's jump right in. Let's see what the energies are today. What is our energy today? We have the Tower in reverse. I love that. So, the Tower... Why is this blurry? There we go. The Tower in reverse. So, this is about avoiding a surprise moment, right? So I think we talked about this a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or however long ago, but the Tower is typically something that happens that's unexpected. Towers are typically, most readers will say they're negative cards. I don't see it as negative because that's where all our healing is. That's what I was taught by my teacher. And but the Tower in reverse is actually just you've averted disaster, if you will. So if you are open to seeing the signs from the universe, if you're open to the taps on the shoulder from the universe, then the universe will not have to whomp you upside the head, as a good friend of mine used to say. I never actually heard her say it, but I was told that. So if the Tower is whomping you upside the head, then this is you listening to that first tap, that first nudge of intuition of things that need to change. Of course, it's typically change, right? Because it's something unexpected. So I like that. I like that we're avoiding that disaster, if you will. If you're going to get the Tower, I guess get it in reverse. Next card out was the Seven of Wands that fell in the reverse. I like that too, because the Seven of Wands is about, if you look at it in the upright, it's about that defensive posture. So feeling like we don't need to be defensive anymore. And maybe we're just going to let things be what they're going to be, right? So I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but I have a let them tattoo. And I will tell you, don't tattoo things on your body that you're not ready to live, because the universe will give you opportunities to prove that your belief system is what it is. And other people might call it tested. I call it opportunities for proving that I believe in the thing. But so Seven of Wands, this is like, so the keywords here are weak boundaries and plans stalling out and giving up. But I don't see that. I see that as just being less defensive than we normally are, and not needing to be as defensive. So when we talk about the Tower being averted, the disaster being averted, then we don't need to be so defensive. We're just allowing. We're in that state of allowing, and which is a good place to be. If you listen to Abraham Hicks, we always want to be in the state of allowing. Next card out, the Hermit in reverse, coming out of that hiding, coming out of the energy of walking that path alone, if you will. Maybe you're reconnecting with your people. Maybe, we went through the holidays and whatnot, so we were kind of isolated from our normal everyday people. Maybe, if you're like me, I went to Oregon, so I was a little isolated from my community and from my work colleagues. So this is maybe coming back from that. This could also mean regretting the past, right? Maybe looking back on things. Maybe you're doing a little ruminating today. Maybe you're just not really sure of what it is you could have done differently. And that's okay, because we want to be reflecting. We want to always be looking back at the things that didn't go so well and asking ourselves, how could I have done that better? So, not so bad. Next card out is the King of Pentacles. He reminds me of Al Bundy. I don't know why that just popped in my head, but yeah. So he's got the glass of wine. He's got the big pentacle. There's a big ram in the card, even though the King of Pentacles is an Earth sign card. I think it's a Taurus card. But this is the energy of knowing what to do with your resources. And this doesn't necessarily mean money. It could mean your time and your energy and your attention. Your time, energy, and attention are worth way more than any dollar amount, because we only have a finite amount of time, energy, and attention, right? Money, you can always get more money, but you can't get more time. So the King of Pentacles, keywords: solid, practical person, material success, wise use of assets. I like, that's kind of what I'm thinking. That wise use of assets. So the asset being your time and energy. And I'm just not going to give energy to that thing anymore because it's just not worth my time. I would rather my time be spent elsewhere. Beautiful reading for you guys. I love it. But let's get some advice as to where we're going to go with all of this energy. Where are we going with all this energy? What's the advice for today? Four of Swords. So get some rest. Get some rest. This is about not necessarily being closed off, but allowing yourself that time. Not isolating, but solitude. That's what I want to say. So just kind of letting the rest and retreat, solitude, recovery bits happen, right? We have to have time. That's when our brains actually rewire itself. So all the things that we've learned throughout the day, they're not going to get locked in, if you will, if you don't sleep. So you need to get some sleep. You need to get some rest and renew. And I'm just noticing she's got one finger up, as in she's putting herself first, right? She's putting herself first, and the thoughts and the words, which represent the swords, are protecting her, right? Don't even let the other stuff in, the gossip, the bullshit, and whatnot. Don't let it in. Just allow yourself that solitude, that time to rest and retreat. And what we don't see coming at the bottom of the deck is the King of Swords in the upright. So we've got two kings again. I think we got those kings in the reverse yesterday, but the King of Swords in the upright is he's more discerning. He's not. I still keep going to that wheelchair. I'm not sure what I want that wheelchair to mean today, but he's mobile, right? Even if he can't walk, he's mobile. So use whatever means necessary to move forward on your path, and be intentional about it, right? Be intentional. Use that strategic thought, right? He's got this bird, he's got the sword, and he's got the wheelchair. So how am I going to get from here to there? How am I going to do the thing I need to do? He'll figure it out. He's resourceful. So that's what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, is the resources, right? The ability to make those decisions for yourself in a resourceful way, if you will. So we have a couple minutes left, and I was noticing this deck when I went to sit down and do the reading, which it's kind of funny because the light fell, and then my grandchildren's picture fell. Like, a lot of things fell on the floor before I started doing this reading, so I don't know what that means, but maybe that means something to you, things falling all around you. But it was a quick repair for all of it, and as opposed to just leaving it be, it took me, 2 minutes to pull out a drill and pull out a new command strip and get things sorted the right way again. But I've got these mushroom cards, so let's get a mushroom affirmation card, oracle, whatever word you want to put in there for today, and see where we're at. Oh, this is the, that's just the, what do you call it? Yeah, you know what I mean. I can't think of the word. It's not a real card. So, yeah, let's get a mushroom card. That one was actually turned over. I think that's the one we want. Yes, but means I'm not listening when you say yes, but. Okay, so that's good to know, right? So if somebody's talking to you and you say yes, but you've already decided what your answer is and you weren't really listening. So keep that in mind when you're talking to other people if they say that to you. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Take care. We'll chat tomorrow.